Hello guys, and today we'll be seeing how to set up the ProxyPay payment service within the OpenCart web store so as to receive the payments for the orders placed by the store customers. So I'll be taking you through the workflow at the customers end and the rest of the configuration in the admin backend panel as well. So here, after placing the order, the customer receives a reference ID which is to be used for making the payment using the internet banking or by the ATM itself at a later time, and the system would then automatically recognize the payment there. So you need to make the payment first. As you can see here, we have a reference ID. After making the payment, we have this reference ID that needs to be used, and then you can successfully make the payment using the internet banking or the ATM itself. Now it works in the Angola itself, so I'll be showing you the workflow of this particular plugin now. So what I'll do is I'll be going ahead and I'll be purchasing a product. For example, we have a beige prom dress here. Let's make it checkout using the same. And in the meantime, kindly do subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to receive the latest updates. Apart from that, if you find this particular video helpful, then kindly do give it a thumbs up. So this particular payment method would be visible to the customers at the checkout time under the payment method. So here we have the delivery method. Let's proceed further. So here you can see that under the payment methods, we have the referral payment by internet banking or the ATM, and it's only available to the customers of Angolan banks, that's within the Central Africa there. And so the customer just needs to choose this option here, and then he'll tap here on the continue button. He'll see the total amount that needs to be paid is $106. He'll tap here on the confirm order button, and he'll see this particular success message here. Your order has been placed, as you can see, and along with that he'll find the entity ID, the reference ID, the value $106, and the validity as well. Now as soon as this has been done, the payment has been processed here within the store. After that, the customer needs to log into his internet banking, or he has to navigate to his ATM, and using this reference ID he'll have to make the payment for the $106. Now if I log into my dashboard of the ProxyPay and I go to the references, just give me a second, we had this for $106. So here you can see that the reference ID is visible, the create date is today's date, the expiry of the same. Now the admin has the option to set up the expiry dates for the reference. So for example, if I set it as 30 days, then after you have placed the order like this in a simple way, the reference ID would be activated for only 30 days. After 30 days it would expire, then you won't be able to make the payment using your internet banking or the ATM there. So within the stipulated time there, you'll have to make the payment. So here also you can see that simply do the referral payment by the internet banking or the ATM, and the system will recognize the Paytm or the payment automatically there, and the customer can directly go to the order history as well. Here's the order number 11 for $106. So the actual payment has not yet been done. That needs to be done through the internet banking, so only the referral ID has been generated yet. So here the payment method is referral payment by internet banking, and here's the reference ID for on which we need to make the payment for $106. Now when the admin logs into his ProxyPay, he'll be able to see the same from the backend, and here you can see that the reference ID is 8143102030 The same is visible here as well for $106. Now the admin should be having an account at the ProxyPay. He has to send a mail to the ProxyPay customer care or to any of the agents there, and then he'll be receiving the keys and the rest of the data, the entity ID there, so that he can set up the ProxyPay within his OpenCart web store. So I'll be showing you that as well in a while from now. So I think that you might have understood now how this payment flow works. The customer comes, adds the products into the cart, makes a checkout using the referral payment by internet banking, and then he gets the reference ID, Then at a later time he can make the payment using the reference ID using his internet banking or the ATM itself. Now let's go to the admin backend panel and let's see how the admin can initially configure this payment method from the admin backend panel. So for now I'll just log out of the customer account here, and I'll be going to the admin backend panel. So I'll be entering the username, password and tapping the login button thereafter. Now you'll have, after the successful installation of this particular plugin, the admin needs to navigate through extensions, and then from the drop down he has to choose payment, and then he'll go to the one that's here. So here we have the Webkul ProxyPay payment gateway, and he'll have to tap on the edit button under the actions column for the respective payment method, and that brings up the Webkul proxy payment configuration section. As you can see, now this is the same logo that you saw at the checkout time there, that was visible to the customers before they chose the payment method for the referral payment method there. Now whatever sales have we made, the particular sales for that the orders that have been placed using the ProxyPay would be visible to the admin and here as well. I've shown you in the proxy dashboard. You can also check them here at the admin's end as well. So here you can see that we have the order, the same order is visible here. Let me log into the admin panel once again. I just got logged out. Here's the order number 11 for $106. Here's the referral payment by internet banking that was chosen by the customer itself. And under the payment instructions here as well, the admin can find the entity ID, the reference ID value and the validity of this particular reference ID. So it's valid up to 90 days there. Now to make the configurations, let's go to the configuration section once again by navigating through extensions. Here we'll be choosing the payment, and then we'll scroll down to Webkul proxy payment, tap the edit button, and that brings up the section here. Now if you want to make use of the Webkul's ProxyPay payment method, you'll have to enable this option by choosing the status as enabled. Otherwise you can disable it as well as per your own requirement there. You have to enter the API key and the entity ID as well. So these two things would be generated by the proxy guys, and you'll have to mail them up. And first you need to have an account, then you need to mail them for the API key and the entity key there. You'll have to set up your webhook URL as well. Then you can choose your mode as production mode or the testing mode. So if you're choosing this as disabled, then it would work in the what we say as the testing mode. Otherwise, if you have enabled it, then it would be working in the live mode. Then you can set up the reference expiry days. So whatever days you have entered here would be the reference expiry. So if you remember, I showed you the reference ID. So for that reference ID, this is the section where you can set the expiry of that reference ID. This is the payment logo that you can affix here and would be visible to the customers at the storefront under the payment method section at the checkout time. You have the mail to customer. You can enable or disable this feature. You have mail to the admin as well. You can enable or disable the same. Now according to your store views, you can set up the mail template content that would be sent out. In case of Arabic, it would be visible like this. Here you can make use of the order ID, reference ID, expiry, total and the entity ID. And these values would be filled automatically. If I go to the English, here you can see that the same would be sent out to the respective customer and the admin. When the customer has placed the order, he'll find the order details like the order ID, the reference ID that needs to be used for making the internet banking at a later time. The expiry date would be visible to the customers as set by the admin from this particular section here. So apart from that, the admin can also set up the total amount that should be there that enables or activates the method, that's the ProxyPay payment method. So you can set that amount here. This is the pending order status initially when we are placing the order at the OpenCart web store. After you have made the payment using the reference ID, this is the complete order status that would be set up. You can choose the geo zones according to your requirement there, and you can set the sort order of this particular payment method at the checkout time, and according to that it would be listed there. And lastly, you'll just have to tap here on the save button to save the configuration settings. So that was much about the plugin itself for the ProxyPay payment gateway for the OpenCart platform-based web stores. And if you still have any questions, queries, suggestions, or requirements regarding the same, then kindly reach back to us at support@webkul.com, raise a ticket at webkul.us.com. You can also contact us through https://www.webkul.com/contacts. Apart from that, if you find this particular video helpful, then kindly do give it a thumbs up. And lastly, thanks for watching this particular video and have a great day ahead.